Alright, I'm back for today's news, guys, and just so you know, I did say that I was gonna stream some PlayStation stuff at some point. I was testing God of War, as I mentioned the other day. I didn't get into it yet because the event for Halo Infinite dropped again, and I just wanted to grind through that one day. Anyways, so I will get to playing some God of War. I'm like I've never beat it. I was like partially through it, and I'm just thinking about jumping back into it again. So if you guys are wondering why I haven't been doing that, it's the reason why. Other stuff going on. Anyways, we got a short one today. Not many articles, Monday. Not really much to come on. So a lot of this stuff is from the Summer Game Fest and stuff like that. Like some 1 or 2 games I may have not have talked about, and some I've mentioned. The rest are just articles that are just came out recently. Some from the last week or so. And or 3 days within the last 3 days. So, anyways, so Call of Duty Season 4 brings ShMoR3S to zombies plus wall buys and Wonder Waffle return. I was under the impression that Vanguard, they were just done making updates for it, but apparently I'm wrong. Vanguard Zombie shifts to a standard survival maps in Season 4, and here's everything we know about the new maps. After a dry spell in Season 3, Call of Duty Vanguard Zombie Mode is finally getting a new map with Season 4 Mercenaries of Fortune. Treyarch has released more details about the upcoming updates, so here is everything players need to know about the return of the classic ShMoR3S map. Vanguard has struggled with lack of content and replayability with Treyarch's new objective-style approach to the map, so the developer ditched the new formula for a more traditional zombie survival experience. Originally a map from Call of Duty World at War, an enhanced version of ShMoR3S is returning to bring a classic round-based zombies to Call of Duty Vanguard. Treyarch announced this enhanced version of ShMoR3S will be the full map, but is returning with a new area to explore and side Easter eggs to discover. Turning to ShMoR3S is the classic Wonder Waffle DG2 Wonder Weapon originally featured on the map, but a quest has been added for the players to unlock it. ShMoR3S is also getting a new storyline quest tied into Treyarch's ongoing Dark Aether narrative. This main Easter egg is described as a multi-step quest culminating in a devastating battle, and completing the quest in full will reward players with a calling card. So we got new zombie maps. I don't think they mentioned anything else outside of that, do they? They're making changes to the packet punch, the overpriced packet punch. Has been reduced from 7,500 to 5,000 essence points, which bring down the zombies' original cost for the first weapon upgrade. Okay. It arrives on June 2022. June 22nd. 2022. What the heck? Anyway, so they're getting 2 new maps and 1 new Warzone map from the sounds of it as well. So, if you guys are still in Vanguard, personally, I've never bought the game or played it, so I don't know. New DLC. Or, season. Lawmakers say that the U.S. needs a standardized charger. If you guys are confused of the situation, basically in the EU, they, banned a bunch of, they were mandating a standardized charger for all devices, so because companies constantly make different types of chargers for different devices, and people end up buying more than they need over time, that kind of thing. And then you can't use the same charger for the same device, so they decided, hey, let's try to make this standardized across the board. So this move follows the EU mandating all iPhones and tablets must have a USB-C charging port by 2024. Following European Union lawmakers reaching a deal to force all smartphones and tablets to have a USB-C charging port by 2024, a group of Senate Democrats are looking to implement a similar mandate in the United States. I am not actually that upset about a decision like this, to be honest with you. I always have a bunch of chargers. When you buy a new phone, you just get. I believe Apple's not selling chargers with their phones anymore because they just figure everybody has one from their prior phones, but stuff like that, you get them with your devices and you can't use them for your other devices, and it's just, I don't know. As reported by The Verge, these Democrats have called on the U.S. Commerce Department to follow the EU's lead and develop a strategy to require a common charging port across all mobile devices. The EU has widely acted in public interest by taking on a powerful technology companies over this consumer and environmental issue. Is it really an environmental issue, though? I don't know how that would work out. The senators wrote the United States should do the same. This would be a big step. I mean, I guess it's an environmental issue because you just having a bunch of chargers made and 99.9% of them aren't being used. I guess in that sense that would make sense. Big step towards combating e-waste and would obviously hit Apple the hardest, as it has been using a proprietary lightning cable for many of its devices since it was introduced alongside the iPhone 5 in 2012, and this is one of the reasons they discontinued shipping their phones with their chargers. I'm pretty sure that has something to do with it. Year after year, Americans pile outdated chargers onto landfills while we shell out more money to tech companies for new ones, Markey said in a statement to The Verge. On Thursday, this waste is driving consumers up the wall and is driving our planet deeper into a climate crisis. I don't know how much of a percentile difference that would make on the climate crisis. I doubt getting rid of the variances in charges would help deal with that. I mean, it may, I'm not saying it won't have any effect on it, just like the minuscule amount of effect that you could possibly get on that. You'd be doing the world better doing something about these oil companies than you would with that, but hey. Anyways, enough of my rambling. The lead of the European Union and look into solutions so that we can save our money on our sanity on our planet. I mean, I guess. Alright, tell me what you guys think on this one. I just thought this was interesting. They're trying to implement the same policies in the United States that they were doing in the EU. Now, I thought this was interesting, and I honestly think this is a long time coming because, you gotta diversify your basket of where you source your products from other countries, especially when it comes to tech products, like chips and stuff like that. We've been getting ours mainly from China, but the U.S. to join forces with Japan to produce bleeding-edge 2nm chips by 2025. Now, I didn't think these companies were going to come back to America. Yeah, you know what I mean? The most likelihood is that they were just gonna get somebody else in Asia to make them. Maybe Vietnam or some other place. I don't know, with cheap labor costs. But I don't know. If you guys don't know, Japan's pretty adept at creating chips too. They have have a lot of robotics over there. Like I think there was one called Misc Robotics. I could be wrong. But they have an assembly line for chips and stuff over there. Like, I know for sure that the PlayStation sources parts for their PlayStation consoles from Japan. They have assembly lines that were recently just discontinued for the PlayStation 5. But they had assembly lines for the PlayStation 4, creating PlayStation 4s over there. So they're no slouch when it comes to chip making. Anyways, the U.S. joins, as I said, I could read the title again. Japan is working with the United States in a bilateral chip technology partnership in an effort to bolster manufacturing for 2nm chips. As early as 2025, the plan is to compete with Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing, TSMC. Yes, competition. We need to give these people a run for their money. Anyways, and keep the company from dominating the next-gen chip market even more than it already has. According to a report, Nikkei thinks to register companies from both the US and Japan will work together on research, design, and manufacturing of 2nm chips. Yeah, although I say that they can make chips for electronics over there in Japan to a certain degree, I don't know how well they stack up on the world on some of the biggest companies in the world stage doing it. I don't know how good they make them, but hey. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Of 2nm chips, these smaller semiconductors will be used in devices such as quantum computers, data centers, and smartphones. The benefit of 2 nanometer over, let's say, 5 nanometer chips used for the Apple M1 chips is reduced power consumption along with speedier processing. The report also says the size of the chips can determine the performance of military hardware as well as including fighter jets and missiles. And that light 2 nanometer chips are directly linked to the national. Yeah, there you go. Yes, we've been getting a lot of our chips for national security, definitely from Taiwan, I can almost say for certain. So it's probably a good thing that we get out of that over there in Taiwan and try to get some other partners, you know. It's not a good thing that we only have one partner, especially with what's going on in the world. This would give both nations more recent and reliant domestic chip development and production and provide more control over their supply chains without relying on supply from China, especially during supply. Yeah. Basically what I was just saying. TSMC is wasting no time on 2 nanometer chip manufacturing as the company is expecting to break grounds on a new facility later this year and will start fabricating a 3 nanometer. The world's largest chip manufacturer is already committed to building a new facility in Japan, although that will only produce 10 nanometer and 20 nanometer chips. Japan is hoping with this cooperation with the United States it can regain its position as a top dog in global semiconductor market, which has dropped from 50% in the 1990s to just around 10%. Despite the boom in chip manufacturing. As I said, I don't know. As I said, I wasn't so sure how good their chips are, even though they do make them compared to the global stage. That seems to confirm my point there. They'll get better over time, assuming these partnerships end up working out, though. I don't know, tell me what you guys think. I thought that was interesting, too. Anyways, I mentioned this one in a previous video. One Piece Odyssey on course for 2022 release. One Piece Odyssey, I believe it's coming out. Hold on a second. It's coming out for Xbox Series X, S, PlayStation 4, 5, and PC. Let's see a release date. I don't remember. Well, it sounds like they're going to have it on course for 2020 release by the end of this year. Anyways, so I mentioned, like, I've gotten One Piece games in the past, you know, that, what was that last open world one? I don't remember its name, but I kind of felt burnt on that one, so I'm probably not going to get this one day one. I'll just wait and see and look at the reviews and stuff like that. And we'll take it from there after that. But anyways, if you guys are into the One Piece games, I know the manga's next arc. I think the creator came out and said that the end of One Piece is nigh, that we're on the final arc, supposedly, from what the creator is saying, so maybe about 3 years. Forneverworld was definitely saying 3 years, a YouTuber. I wouldn't be surprised if it One Piece manga ends in 3 years. And the last one, this was one of the games that was during the Bethesda showcase. I think it was a Bethesda Xbox showcase. They briefly showed it, but Scorn was announced before that. It's been a well-known game that's coming out at some point for a while. Scorn gets a release date and gross new trailer at Xbox showcase. EBB Software's first-person adventure game Scorn has an official release date revealed during Xbox Bethesda's not E3 briefing. Scorn will debut on October 21st, my bad, 2022. The game was previously confirmed for a launch in October, but now we have an official release date, and it will be a Game Pass game day one. So, if you guys are interested in those horror-based ones, I'm kind of like, not really, but yeah. It's one of the games that I didn't cover from the Bethesda showcase, you know. You always loosely gloss over certain titles. Like, one of them I know for sure that I didn't cover were the Resident Evil ones. And, well, not as thoroughly, even if I did mention them. Then you also had the, Plague Tale Requiem, I think, that I mentioned in a previous video. I definitely didn't cover day one when the event was actually live, but you know, there ain't much news to talk about Monday, so I figured I'd go back on some of these and cover them. Anyways, that's all for today. As always, sources used in the video will be in the description below. Drop me a like and subscribe. If you like my videos, please ring the bell. I greatly appreciate it. Any news I don't get here, I'll post on my Twitter, and I'll see you guys in the next video.